Patrick CC's been doing a lot of videos on comedians. They've all been great so far. We probably have a great one today about Bill Burr and his victims. Not really sure what he means by that, but I'm excited. You don't like Bill Burr? Really? I've watched one of his specials, you know, it was pretty good. Red Rocks, I think, was that one. Pretty funny. Other than that, though, I'm not really too familiar.
Bill
Burr's
comedic persona is the loud, overconfident guy at the end of the bar. He fearlessly voices exactly what is on his mind, whether he is on daytime television or sitting across the table.
Aggressive and mean.
However, Bill cannot be dismissed as some blue-collar loudmouth drunk. He is highly educated and will accurately expose your insecurities. These are some of the people who have been trolled, intimidated, and dismantled by the gab of Bill Burr.
Okay.
Theo Von, one of the sweetest, most beloved
Theo Von guy, so maybe that. Fair. I just started watching Theo within like the last year. I feel like great guy, bro. Dude's hilarious, man. Dude's hilarious. So this is gonna be because I haven't seen this, so I don't really know. You know.
2019, Theo Von.
I know what you mean.
Bill to be on his This Past Weekend podcast.
I've only watched 2 or 3 This Past Weekend episodes. Drewski, of course. What ones did I watch in their entirety? I don't even know, but I got the Sexy Red one in my watch later. I gotta watch that one. For sure.
At this point in his career, Theo
I wasn't watching this early.
Become a household name. However, Bill wasn't very familiar with his material nor his fan base, which set the conversation off to a weird start. Theo was a huge fan of Bill and naturally started picking Bill's brain about the comedy and entertainment industry. So from the beginning,
oh man, that one's so amazing because like either it perfectly went over Drewski's head, or he caught it and just chose, I don't know. Maybe he figured it would have been a funnier clip if he didn't acknowledge it. I don't know, man. But that's one of the best podcast moments, period, bro.
Hierarchy.
So funny.
Theo seems like an aspiring comic looking for advice.
I was just like experiencing like a ton of stress, man. Burnt out.
They went over his head, probably.
This hour for almost over a year now.
You got to toughen up, man.
Yeah, you're right, huh?
You know?
What do I do?
Camouflage hat, looking like a fucking backwoods guy, all tough and shit. You can't handle doing your hour again? I mean, come on, man.
Yikes.
Bill probably had a hard time relating to Theo's mental health struggles since he grew up around blue-collar Boston men who worked themselves into an early grave. Then again, this was ball busting, but an early sign of what was about to come.
I just think I have a tough time working with other people sometimes, you know? I just think...
Well, I would say get over that. Get over yourself and get over that, because there's a lot of great people in this business, and you're going to miss out. And, I don't know.
No,
you know what?
I
You'll
totally
say
respect that.
your loved ones will save money on the funeral costs because no one's going to go, so there's not going to be too many snacks they got to put together.
Yikes.
Be more serious with Theo.
Yeah, this is very, to me, like, I get it, the whole, you know, mean thing, but to me, this is just like how dudes on the East Coast are, bro. Like, you know, I don't know.
Paused and decided to defer to his...
It's kind of crazy, but it's normal to me.
Last.
She'd have a rough day and she'd come in and...
I don't remember the whole show.
I can explain it to you.
Yeah.
If I can explain it to you.
Okay.
The guy just... I don't know what that is. All right.
No, I believe it.
I'm not into it. I don't want to hear it. I got it. Your show. Go ahead.
All right, let's talk about old shows then.
We don't have to.
Patty Duke. What about that?
You made me feel like an asshole, like that was the 15th time I fucking brought it up.
Bill is becoming increasingly
Okay.
but Theo is making a huge mistake here. Theo is known for his airheaded yet poetic thoughts about life. He also speaks exactly what is on his mind, but it feels like the intrusive thoughts of someone with more heart than brains. Theo keeps switching in and out of being serious and being funny, making it difficult for Bill to riff with him.
And I think that's the thing too. They just have conflicting styles of comedy and just personalities, really. You know, they don't talk the same, and like it's cool. It literally just happens like that sometimes.
Decide when the other person is making a joke or being serious, and by the end, Theo felt defeated.
Exactly.
Sense it.
What about the Nice Guys? Oh, you got to see that.
Oh, what's the Nice Guys?
No, I don't
Great
know.
movie.
You're looking down. You got your jaw out. You got your jaw out. It's very confrontational. I'm feeling like you're not liking my suggestions. You just like you like the Once Upon a Time.
Theo's more. That's real.
He's dead to me.
This was like watching two guys having to hang out because their wives are friends. Friends meet for the first time and don't hit it off like you
DDG and Bruce drop him off. Literally, this is just like DDG and Bruce drop him off, bro.
walked off. Bill said he had a great time.
Crazy.
They provided empathy for Theo since they know he is humble and vulnerable. They could tell he was disappointed with himself, and Theo addressed the pod a few days later.
He was Bill Burr to a T. He's brash. He's poignant. He's exact. You know, he really is like a NASA, you know, like a rocket, you know, and I'm more like sometimes like Phil Armstrong, you know. You find me just kind of moseying around on the moon, you know, monitoring how I feel.
You see, Bill only gets serious when you make him. Sometimes it's better to just sit back and let him beat you up a little bit, like how Joe Rogan did after Bill absolutely dismantled him.
You ever walk down the street with a mask on?
Let's not start this, Joe.
Do you, though?
Let's not start this.
But before Rogan gets humbled by Bill, a quick word from our sponsor.
W-Ad.
One you can go to
Aura.
today to start your 2-week free trial.
W-Ad, man.
Also linked in the description below.
Let us see it.
Thanks, Aura.
Okay.
Let's start it.
I don't want to start this. I'm not going to sit here with no medical degree, listening to you with no medical degree, with an American flag behind you, smoking a cigar, acting like we know what's up. Somehow wearing a mask became like this like soft thing that you were doing, like being courteous.
No, literally though.
This is for bitches. That was so
You're wearing a
stupid.
mask. First of all, it's
Oh
not-
God, you're so tough with your open nose and throat. And your 5 o'clock shadow. This is a man right here. That man doesn't wear a mask.
But this wasn't the only time Joe
Yo,
just gave up after
that's
Bill
funny.
roasted him.
You know what I think it is? It's just the baldness, bro. When you're bald, you have to be able to like really take anything, and not only take anything, but then give any. You know what I'm saying? So like, how long has he been bald? Is that like a forever thing? You know, he's heard a lot of jokes, bro. So it's like, I feel like that's how it is, bro. When you just bald, like you just end up being like, you know, Bill Burr.
make you more aggressive.
What?
Elk.
No, Joe, you lunatic. Somebody gets in my face, that might cause me to get more lunatic. I eat a little bit of protein. You had to beat the out of people for like 3 decades before you could like chill, smoke a little weed, put on your Little Rascals hat, and
I was about to say that hat is crazy, bro. Like, and that's the thing too. Bill Burr owns the bald, so I feel like that's why you don't hear bald jokes, bro. It's not like what's it, King Neptune? Like you can't do that because it's like it's not even that big a deal. Whereas Joe Rogan, with his Little Rascals hat, like he just said, bro, if he takes that off right now, oh my God, he's bald. You know why? You forgot. You forgot, bro.
I love him.
And you don't have that type of like humor.
This guy is the most testosterone filled dude I've ever met. That's why I love him. I love him.
Notice how Bill reaffirms that he loves Joe despite him being the butt of the joke. He
Literally.
often reminds people it's okay to laugh at themselves. Making fun is his way
Exactly.
of showing love towards someone. A perfect example of this is Bill's endless jokes towards Colin Cowherd, who hosts a sports radio show on ESPN. Him and Bill are great friends, which
I don't
is why
watch
Colin
sports.
knows to just laugh when Bill is sending shots his way.
A lot of people think that they're uncomfortable with my elevation. Are you uncomfortable with it?
No, I just see all of your insecurities.
A giant desk.
When guys come and sit on the couch, I go right after them. Do you respect me for that?
No, I don't. Dumb desk, hide behind your microphone.
And don't even think about asking Bill that question.
You're in your comedy prime right now. Like this is you got about 8 years left.
How do you judge that?
Because your energy level is high. You're nimble. I mean, dude.
And what do you do? I'm not like an athlete. Blow out an Achilles and I can't write a joke anymore.
Like I said,
Yikes.
Colin knows how to laugh it off and remain in good spirits. But some people think Bill is actually the insecure one. Sometimes a harmless question is
Perhaps.
asked,
And again, ties back to the baldness. Bro, I got it figured out, bro.
Bill is the one
I got it
who
figured
takes
out.
it the wrong way.
Bill, are you the head writer on the show, or how do you work in the writers' room on the show? Because you write your stand-up specials, you know, obviously you're a writer, but you've never really written on a sitcom before. If you go through your credits, you hadn't really been on a show before.
Why'd you have to bring that up? Just right out of the gate, he goes negative. Never really saw you write on anything before, Bill.
It's a lot of time.
These other nice things on your
Just gets mad at nice things on you.
brought up, but I noticed this one glaring thing that you've never done.
Sure, maybe the interviewer could have rephrased the question to, how different is writing comedy on a show versus on stage?
Yeah,
this guy-
I'll give him that. The question could have been a little bit better, but you know, Brett definitely, you know. But I think Burr saw an opportunity to kind of just flip it into a joke thing. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Defend him. The same thing can be said about this interviewer.
Here in the MLB Fan Cave hanging out with actor-comedian Bill Burr.
I like that you said actor-comedian.
Well, you know,
I usually go comedian-actor. Look, dude, if you saw my IMDb page, you'd definitely know it was comedian-actor. Yeah, it's a quick read.
After all, Bill admits himself
Yikes.
that he had a hard time understanding people's intentions throughout his whole life, which usually led to anger or jokes. If someone was really nice, I would just be like, get away from me. If someone was an asshole, it's like, oh, that seems familiar. For whatever reason, I don't like being complimented. Well, fortunately for Bill, he didn't have to worry about being complimented on this next one, because he made enemies with the entire city of Philadelphia. After they relentlessly
Nah, beefing with Philly is crazy, bro. Why?
during his set. While Bill was developing as a comedian in the 90s and early 2000s, he gained some notoriety on Comedy Central Presents and through regular appearances in The Chappelle Show. But many attribute a large jump in Bill's popularity to the Opie and Anthony radio show, where he's regularly been a guest over the years. In 2006, many Opie and Anthony show regulars were on the traveling virus comedy tour.
Sounds wild.
Such as Tracy Morgan,
Like how
Saget,
wild?
Ralphie May, and Patrice O'Neill, to name a few.
Okay, some goats.
With the second show in the lineup breaking Jay Leno's record for the most tickets sold for a comedy show at New Jersey's PNC Bank. However, the third show in Camden, New Jersey, just across the Delaware River from Philadelphia, didn't go nearly as well. The drunk and unruly Philly crowd afternoon outdoor show set the tone by booing the opening act off stage. They'd continue to behave poorly and on the verge of booing the rest of the night, as those who had yet to perform were dreading their set. Tracy Morgan gave up 7 minutes into a 20-minute set. Bob Saget and Patrice O'Neill did well, but Bill wasn't having it with this crowd. He got defensive on behalf of his comedian friends, which led to an all-out roast session from the beginning.
Here we go.
All you people, you know what, you fucking losers? I hope you all fucking die, and I hope the fucking Eagles never win the Super Bowl. Go fuck yourself.
Oh yeah, he wasn't holding back.
Yikes! Yikes! That's one thing about Philly. You don't talk about the Eagles, but nah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
About heart disease, something you're all gonna fucking die of, and I'm gonna laugh at your fucking funerals. It's gonna be great.
Yo!
Cancer, which is fantastic, because all your fucking heads are shaved anyways. No one's even.
Yo!
If you can believe it, it gets so much worse. Every minute that goes by, he decimates.
It gets worse? Oh, wow. Okay. Beefing with Philly is crazy. That's crazy. But to this extent, yo!
This whole thing about Philadelphia. He says if there was a terrorist attack on Philly, nobody would care.
Rocky is your hero. The whole pride of your city is built around a guy who doesn't even exist.
A man interrupts him from the crowd.
Yikes.
What do you have to say, sir? Never passed the fucking 8th grade. What brilliant shit are you gonna fucking tell me, huh?
Yikes.
Go unload some shit. You fucking warehouse working, weed smoking, disappointment for your mother.
Obviously, most people were offended.
Yo!
Started to respect his determination to fight an entire crowd of angry people.
7 minutes left. 7 motherfuckers.
Still going. This is insane.
All fucking 7.
As the minutes count down, the insults progressively get more bleak until the end where he says he wishes he had a weapon to use on every single person in the crowd. And in some backwards twist of fate,
Yo!
they loved it and cheered for him as he quadrupled down on his hatred towards them while walking off stage.
That's insane.
You guys were here, man. Thank you very much. All of you go f yourselves in your own house. Have a good night.
Bill single-handedly destroyed everything the city of Philadelphia loves, and they cheered for him.
That is insane.
This rant made national headlines. Bill's fame leveled up immensely, but he claimed he sell more tickets. It definitely stamped his
literally
persona
like
as an unruly jerk.
Bro did not hold back at all. Like he didn't even consider holding back. That wasn't an option, bro. That wasn't an option. What?
Temper that will say literally anything that is on his mind. In retrospect, Bill believes he was unprofessional and threw gas on the Philly crowd fire. He doesn't regret it, but he never wanted people to think that he is just a shock jock with a loud mouth.
So I'm guessing he hasn't been back to Philly since. Probably, right? I don't know. We'll see.
This decade proving to the world that he is actually an artistic comedian who is just a tad bit savage at times. He did his best trying to be sensitive during his interview with Ethan Klein, but eventually he ran out of patience.
Yikes.
Ethan Klein is one half of the H3H3.
I never been a fan. You know, I don't really know bro like that. I never watched H3, but you know.
With his wife, Hila. Ethan developed a reputation on YouTube over the years for being a hilarious reaction channel. He created iconic skits and bits that are worthy of being considered YouTube Hall of Fame. In short, people thought he was funny. But while sitting across from a comic legend
I just never watched bro.
Podcast, Ethan,
I didn't hear about him at all until like 4 years ago. And then even when I did, it was like always relating to drama, and I'm just not a drama guy. Especially if I don't know the people that are involved. Well, like Twitch drama and stuff is a little bit more interesting because at least I know these people a little bit, and it's like, okay, well that's interesting. But most of the time, like YouTube drama and stuff, I don't be knowing the people or like what's going on, so I don't care. So I just never got into bro. Literally, never.
You know,
was nothing interesting, Theo.
Wow. Comic-Con of podcasting. Would you be nervous?
Yes.
All right. Well, you're an apprehensive
talking
person.
to a nervous guy.
I'm so neurotic. I am nervous. I'm nervous right now.
Okay.
Very nervous.
I don't think that's going to help.
How do you?
Despite this,
Yikes.
he remained pretty smooth for the first hour, but he would interrupt Bill a lot.
Right, you
I mean, he's doing this. I mean, how much? What does that do? You need.
You got this kicked out of you for a while.
So it's OCD.
You're kind of
In my
looking.
case.
Oh, yours? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to diagnose you. I have no idea.
You could tell Bill was getting
Yikes.
increasingly more frustrated when he was trying to answer a question, then Ethan would just say right, and try to finish his answer for him. However, things got really awkward when Ethan started pressing a question that Bill did not want to answer.
Here we go.
Hearing you talk about her on the podcast.
Jesus Christ. Well, you're pretty perceptive. You like you care about your own child.
Listen.
You also had a zillion kids, so I mean, yeah.
Really? How many siblings do you have?
I don't know, dude. The internet's too fucking weird to give out all that information.
Oh, you don't even want to say how many because you're afraid that it will
Yeah, by all means,
compromise your
keep talking
privacy.
about it. Is there any way you can cut this out? I'm honest, dude. Like,
Seriously?
Yeah, no, dude. There's fucking lunatics out there.
Okay.
Well,
Real though.
Off the air, I'll cut it.
all right.
Literally real.
I love how surprised he is. Jeez.
Well,
absolutely crazy people out there.
Okay, yeah.
If someone doesn't want to answer,
I feel like that one's fair. That one's very fair, bro.
probably just skip right over it and move on. To give Ethan the benefit of the doubt, he was still pretty new to podcasting. Ethan clearly thought Bill's reasoning for not answering the question was silly, but some people genuinely take their privacy seriously.
Yeah, man.
Saying, "Geez," comes off extremely childish and will make someone with a short temper blow a fuse. Bill held it together for the most part, but his patience was running out.
Booed by thousands of people
I was
in
hoping
Philly.
you were. I was like, when you said my favorite YouTube video, I was like, oh God, not the Philly thing again. Sherry's Berries. I was like, I love this podcast. Now I hate you.
I love that.
Yikes.
But no, I'm not gonna ask you. You've talked about this a lot.
Bro's just tired of talking about it, man.
I didn't realize.
No, but go ahead. Let's do it.
Well,
Let's
now
do it.
I frankly,
I like making you.
skip it.
I like making you uncomfortable.
Again, the subject was something that people want to talk about, and when Bill called Ethan out on it, Ethan got defensive. Nevertheless, Bill talked about the Philly incident, and he wasn't happy about it.
Well, I love that moment. I love everything you do. The great.
This is how you turn it around. This is how now you fucking sit there and compliment me.
I almost made it through without making an ass of myself. I got so close.
Yikes.
I did too. I really did.
I hope you did. I'm worried about you.
I did.
Thank God you got.
I'm playing it up. I'm playing it up.
All right.
But I'm trying to be funny, but
This was just an hour.
Nah, I never been into Five Nights at Freddy's. I didn't even know it existed until like 2018. I didn't watch anyone play it, so I was kind of like I just, there's no hype for it for me. I don't really care. That is the thing. I saw there's a Matt Pat cameo, which is apparently relevant. But I don't know, it's just not my thing. That's not really my, I was never in that corner of the internet too much, so.
Shattering Ethan's ego when an online joker meets a real comedian. This situation is very similar to the Theo Von episode. On the surface, these awkward podcasts with Ethan and Theo seem harmless. Bill
put on a Discord server? That's crazy.
Saying he had a great time, but it negatively affected Ethan more than you'd imagine. Many people called Ethan too sensitive.
Craig Hitchin was in it? Valid.
Bill Burr, I came home and I
Was Dashy in it?
started taking antidepressants.
Cause there's no way you get Corey and not get Dashy. I know that because he was playing that too back in the day, right? I don't know. I didn't really watch. Same thing. I didn't even know who they were until recently. So I don't know if Dashy was probably though.
Antidepressants, and I went to therapy.
I would think.
It was soul crushing. It felt like a rock bottom for me because I was having a hard time with the podcast and interviews in general.
Nah.
It was just kind of like
Tough.
a combination of a lot of stress.
And that this was a reality check considering all the people he had made fun of over the years. Bill back 1 year later, and it went great. However, there was one time where it seemed like Bill was the one who was genuinely uncomfortable around an interviewer. A small production called Southside Steve TV on 100.5 Rock Radio interviewed Bill in 2008. Bill was immediately put off by the man's weird style and country attire, sizing him up immediately. Steve made a error, asking a comedian to tell a joke during an interview.
I figure I toss you a mic and you go.
And I'm going to do stand-up in front of 9 people in a radio station? No, I'm not doing that.
Out of Southside Steve TV.
I'll take, how about I give you $5 and I want to watch you line dance. And
I don't know how to line dance, dude.
Okay.
It's hard to tell if Steve was just a character or if he actually was just obnoxious and clueless.
Who knows, man?
Racist? No, I'm not a racist.
But Bill always makes sure to get a few jabs in.
You know what he looks like? He looks like the first guy who gets his ass kicked in a Steven Seagal movie.
This was the worst interview he has ever done. And in true Bill fashion, he did an interview years later and bonded with the man.
That last video you did, a lot of people thought that like I was seriously upset with you.
No.
At least on YouTube. I can't believe that there's morons on YouTube that didn't believe that.
They're tools.
I was.
Yikes.
You think that we're not friends? You think we don't walk away from this and hug it out? I like this guy.
Oh man, the movie. Yo, this is a great movie, bro. This is a great movie. I can't lie.
Our accent, and I sound
Denzel, man.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean we can't find a common ground.
Yet despite all of Bill's roasts, jokes, laughing at people, he hates when people make fun of comedians. It's a live comedy show that takes
Literally
place every week in Austin, Texas. The show is hosted by comedians Tony Hinchcliffe and Brian Redban, who invite a celebrity guest, which is typically famous comedians.
I've seen a bunch of clips from this, but I haven't actually watched. I gotta watch this, bro.
The premise of the show is simple. Invite aspiring comedians on stage to do a 1-minute set, then roast them for how bad they are in front of a live crowd. Some people, it's their first time doing comedy. Others have been doing it for a few years. And as you can imagine, most of these sets are boring, unfunny, lacking structure, and result in awkward, loud silences from the crowd. Everyone participating.
I ain't gonna lie, I gotta add this to the stream exclusive playlist, bro. You gotta watch this on stream, man.
And it has constructive criticism for the comedian. Theoretically, it will make them better and let them.
Danny Brown was one of the judges one time.
However,
because isn't his I know he was on there with Peggy. That's when they announced Scaring the Huss. So I don't know.
He wasn't familiar with the format, and after the first
that makes
guest,
sense.
He hated it.
Just compliment someone, put it in the context of a joke, and an idiot will make a fool.
Isn't his podcast on their channel? No, it's on a different channel.
Self.
Yeah, we gotta watch this, man.
Sorry. How much time do I have left? I don't...
Wow, it's a really casual set for you, huh?
Yikes.
Maybe not.
You would have picked one guy. You would have done that. We were shitting on him. He thought it was.
See one Post Malone.
Fuck, this is fucking brutal. Is this gonna be an hour? This? I don't want to do this to people.
It is.
Fucking horrible. Nobody can be funny in a fucking minute. It's
Oh, yeah.
stupid.
Oh, no, it happens.
Fucking 2 seconds.
Oh, it happens a lot. Jesse just took a real bullet
fuck
there.
this. You don't even. Fuck this.
Yikes, bruh.
Bill quickly tried to console the guy and shifted the negativity and jokes towards Tony.
There's one more, and I'm out. Alright? There's another one, mean just to be fucking mean. I'm not doing this for fucking. Trying to bring it up here.
I love it. Jesse, you did so bad, one of our guests is about to quit. What else to tell you?
Oh, if there's a negative lining, Tony will find it. There it is. Between the ray of sunshine.
Oh, man.
Little nugget of negativity.
That's it.
Smarmy fucking.
Then Bill was trying to give genuine advice to the comics.
Yeah, I would just say, just slow down a little bit.
Okay.
Just slow down a little bit, and just the more you do your jokes, the more they'll come off natural. I would just slow down a little bit.
Okay. Cool.
That's it. It's not a threat. It's just, you know.
The aspiring comics actually had a good set. Bill decided to give him a few jabs.
Like what's the government?
This dude's a fucking psycho, man. This guy is gonna get his own show, and he's gonna be a f***ing lunatic. Like, he has no remorse, no guilt, no f***ing responsibility for your own actions. You're f***ing.
Yikes.
He said anything. You could tell he didn't like the format and just kind of sat painstakingly through the entire show. Now, 7 years later, Kill Tony is at its peak. They are more popular than ever. And
that was 7 years ago. Wow.
A range of massive celebrities come on, yet Bill Burr never returned. Although at times he is aggressive, intimidating, and quick to reveal uncomfortable truths, his jokes are a sign of showing love. He is actually a sensitive guy who just wants people to be the best version of themselves.
That's the thing. I feel like a lot of people just gotta really, number one, realize that he's just a dude from the East Coast. That's literally just how dudes from the East Coast are. And then two, I feel like a lot of people be taking stuff way too serious sometimes, man. And granted, a lot of people don't understand that type of comedy or just not, they're not into it, which is fair, but a lot of people just be like, ugh, for no reason. Kind of crazy, man.